In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the left leg and specifically the left knee in the downswing and a movement that creates nice gradual hip rotation going through the golf ball. So if you struggle with stalling out your rotation coming into impact, this is going to be huge for you. So let's dive right into it and let's get this into your golf game. So I'm Jonathan Chown with JChownGolf. Let's dive right into it. So what we're talking about here, we are talking about left knee or lead knee external rotation in the downswing. So where the left knee starts to work in this fashion here, so it starts to point a little bit more down the target line as we're going into the downswing there. Now, why that's so beneficial is because as soon as we're moving this left knee into more what's called external rotation, we end up opening up our hip joint a little bit more. So the more open our hip joint is, the more capability of nice gradual rotation we can get through the golf ball. Because the most important thing with rotation is for it to be continuous and it to be gradually carrying on going through the golf swing. If we stall out, let's say we rotate quite all right at the beginning of our swing and we stall out that rotation, doesn't really matter in the end of the day. Where this left knee external rotation, where it's pointing down the target line, ensures if we have other good things in our golf swing to encourage rotation, that it's going to carry on and move nicely through the golf ball. So of course, what I see amateur golfers do quite a lot, the exact opposite to this, where that is your lead knee staying in internal rotation, so internal it pointing into the body here. So if externally rotating it, having it pointing down towards the target, frees up the hip joint, moving it internally is going to really close off the hip joint. So that means your capability of your rotation, your rotational capacity is going to be very, very minimized here. So if I have that lead knee pointing in for too long, the downswing, I really can't turn those hips all too much. So I'm going to stall that rotation, of course. I'm going to end up flipping through the golf ball because my body is not controlling my release pattern. I could just play terrible golf from it, where if I make that lead knee go outwards and towards that target in transition, you're going to see how now I can rotate a lot more with my hips going through there and it'd be more steady and more gradual. So let's talk about a great drill to get this into your golf swing, because of course gradual hip rotation will help you with stabilizing club face, help you use the ground a little bit better, help you get that little bit more distance from that rotational torque as well. So right, what I do with this is I use an alignment stick based drill. So for here I've got an alignment stick coming out of a swing plate here. So what I'm doing here is I'm putting this into the ground or on the ground if you have a swing plate. Let's say if you practice at a driving range or you practice in an indoor home simulator, for example, where you can't stick an alignment stick out the ground, swing plate is awesome. So sticking that really behind me there, just on the inside of my left knee. So what I'm going to be doing here, and this is a great way to work on this, is I'm going to be swinging back in the backswing, and you're going to notice as I'm turning my hips up, I'm going to be putting a little bit of pressure into this alignment stick here. But then what I want to do in the downswing, I want to straight away get rid of that pressure. So I want to make a gap between my lead knee and the stick straight away. That's going to give me that lead knee moving into more external rotation, which is then going to result in that nice gradual hip rotation going through the golf ball. It's going to open up my hip joint. So having your knee press against it and then go away from it, creating a gap. So let's hit one here and I'm going to get some nice lead knee external rotation. So that means I'm going to be having nice gradual hip rotation in a downswing. So let's give it a go. Ball position in a normal spot, having this just on the inside of that knee there, and then let's give it a go and hit one. So hit that really good. This is an area that I always need to work on a little bit in my golf swing, so that results for me for quite nice good golf shots. So very much self-explanatory drill, very feedback orientated, which is really the sign of a good drill. We need to know whether we've done it right or wrong, because we don't want to be here hitting golf shots with our lead knee staying on this the whole time. We want it separating and moving outwards as we turn. It's going to help us massively here. So getting in a lot of reps just like with something like this, with an alignment stick out the ground or out of a swing plate, would be absolutely brilliant. So what we can do in between shots, let's say pre-shot routine wise, we could be doing this. Get up to the top of the swing, taking our left hand off the grip there, putting it on the inside of our left knee, and then doing some little downswing moves here where we're just manually pushing our left knee into a little bit of external rotation there. That's what we'll need to do to be able to get this feel in between shots. And then of course, go up to that ball, replicate the same feel. And that really results in a nice left knee movement there. So really this will be a brilliant thing for you to do to be able to free up that hip rotation and have it gradual in there. We can't be having this left knee stay in because that blocks off your hip joint. You can't gradually turn it from there. So if you found this video helpful, of course, click that like button. For more golf instruction just like this, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video. So let's get this left knee working a little bit better, and we'll be rotating those hips a little bit more efficiently.